What's going on, guys? I'm Jada Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Now, I may play a clip at the beginning so y'all can get some context. I don't know if I can play all of it. I may just decide to link you to the podcast so y'all can go and check out the comments. I'll have it at the 20. Go to the 20 minute mark for you to get the full context of what this guy Tony Robinson is saying. Now, here you have a former NFL player, Tony Robinson, who was on the $1 million worth of game podcast with Gilly the Kid and Wallow. Okay. And they were discussing some things, and they talked about domestic situations, and then the topic of Tony's ex-girlfriend came up and how she smashed another guy that happened to be Meek. Now, he told the story about how he needed to use his girlfriend's phone to call AT&T, and then he told her that her cousin texted her, and then she ran into the room and stared at him while he was on the phone. And then he said that his antennas went up, so he decided to look at the messages, and he saw that she had been sending pictures to a Philly number, pictures that she hasn't even sent him. Okay. And through thinking, I don't know if she confessed it or he figured it out that it was Meek Mill. Now, one thing I was thinking about is the only way that he could have known from that being a Philly number, because she hid the number under, I believe, her cousin's name or friend's name. Y'all know how these chicks be hiding numbers in their phone. Y'all think it's a relative, but it's actually some dude that she's smashing behind your back. The only way he could have known that it was Meek Mill is if she is active on social media, i.e. an Instagram model. Okay. Now, this situation took place 2017. He even spoke about when he went to jail. He was told that during the basketball tournament, the college basketball tournament down in North Carolina, the CIAA tournament, she was in VIP with Meek Mill. And I think Meek tweeted out, who was the girl? Because Meek probably doesn't even remember who she was. Meek probably smashed all type of chicks around the country. But the thing that really gets me is that how did Tony know that it was Meek? Now, I will say this about Tony. He was a very good sport about it. He even said that he likes his music and he still listens to it. And he was honest. He said, yeah, Meek smashed my chick. I ain't gonna sit here and be upset at Meek. And I have to give Tony credit for that, because, we can't always get mad at the other guy, because 9 times out of 10, that other guy doesn't even know about us. He doesn't even know that she has a whole boyfriend that, according to Tony, she was living with him. Okay. She would watch his kid when he would be out, working or whatever. She's living off him, but she's taking pictures in his living room to send to Meek Mill. And that just shows you where we are in this culture, man. Listen, I'm not judgmental. Y'all live your lives any way you want to. But when you are in a relationship with a guy who's taking care of you, who's paying the bills, and you do him like that, you deserve absolutely no respect. Now, he didn't put her name out there, and I have to give him credit for that too. He didn't put her name out there, but he's telling his story. Okay. And that's why I say I believe that this particular female at that moment was probably one of these Instagram models. She probably still Instagram modeling today, somewhere maybe in North Carolina, maybe somewhere else, but that's crazy, man. I'm telling you, man, a lot of these chicks are only as loyal as their options. They say that us as men, we're only as loyal as our options. I don't know, because usually a man consistently has the same type of options. If he's able to date 7s and 8s, he's always going to be able to get 7s and 8s. He may get a 9 here or there, but that doesn't mean he's going to wife that 9 or even that 8. He may like dating 6 and 7s, But for the most part, it just seemed to me that this chick probably thought she had a chance to date Meek. Maybe Meek sold her a dream and had her, who's living off a whole nother dude, sending her, him pictures, things of that nature. Now, I truly believe this. This could be for male or females. If you are with somebody, okay, who is messing around on you, you cannot get upset at the other person, especially if they don't know you. You don't know what they've been told. What you have to do is leave that person alone. Just like the situation with the NFL player who left home and went and got an Airbnb, him and his brother, and they was dealing with some thizots. And then you had the wife and her buddies show up to confront them and bring weapons to the confrontation. That's not something you do. If you're in that situation where a dude is stepping out on you, just leave. What? I mean, the worst thing you can do to him is leave, divorce him. Take him for half everything he owns. That's the worst you can do to this guy. But what you're gonna do is end up getting yourself in a whole lot of trouble. And I believe Tony did. He even admitted that he didn't take it well at that particular moment. And he even admitted when he was sitting in jail, he still had feelings for her, still wanted to reach out to her until he found out that she was sitting in VIP with Meek Mill. And I think we all have to take that red pill, man. Y'all may not like it, but a lot of people are getting red pilled out here, man. Whether they know it or not, we all, especially us as men, we come to that point in our life where we have to learn from our mistakes. Because if we don't learn from those mistakes, we're doomed to make, bad choices. And I think that it is very refreshing when you have guys who are able to say, you know what, I made mistakes. I dated the wrong type of people. I'm not going to date those type of people anymore. I'm going to focus on myself. I'm going to focus on my career. I have no issues with Meek. He was dealing with her. He probably knew nothing about me, what I believe, and completely just charge it to the game. It's gonna happen. In this social media age, you're gonna have women out here trying to try their luck with these rappers and athletes. They are, especially if they are attractive and they have a bit of a following. They're out here pursuing these guys. These rappers and athletes DMs are full of women who are in relationships. They're full of women who are married, who are very aggressive. Okay. And the thing about it is that women have no fear of going into these guys' DMs. None. Because they know for the most part, those guys are not going to put them on blast. They know for the most part, those guys are not going to say, hey, this chick was in my dick. Most of those guys aren't going to do that. But if it was the other way around, these women would be so thirsty for the attention that they could get for their struggling Instagram careers that they will put these guys on blast, okay? Just to get a few minutes of fame. That goes away very quickly. So yeah, you do have a lot of women who are married. You got a lot of married women out here still trying to go out here and see if they still got it, or trying to upgrade from their husbands. You got women leaving their husbands to get with men that they meet over the internet. We know this stuff goes on. And then you got women who are in relationships with a guy who's taking care of them, but they want to upgrade and level up by getting with a rapper or athlete. If you were to ask any of these guys to show you their DMs, I guarantee you a lot of those profile pics in their DMs is going to be of women who are hugged up with their husbands and boyfriends. And the one thing, and let me say the psychology too, when women are putting up a bunch of pictures of them and their boyfriends or husbands, they're trying to overcompensate for the fact that they're out here getting smashed by other dudes. They're trying to overcompensate for that because they know that they are not carrying their end of the relationship. They want a monogamous relationship and they are not carrying their end of that particular situation. So with Tony, being as honest as he is in that situation, I think it's refreshing to hear a guy say, you know what, I learned from my mistakes. I'm not upset at the guy. You know, I have no beef with Meek, because usually there'll be some guy holding, you know, a vendetta, you know, against Meek. But you know, it's all about growth. It's all about identifying who the problem was. And the problem in that situation was the female. The female had absolutely no respect for Tony. She had an opportunity to get with Meek, and she did it with both feet. Maybe she thought Meek was gonna wife her up, but that was never gonna happen. And somebody made a very interesting comment. Look at where she is now. She's nowhere. You know, Meek probably doesn't even remember her. You know, and it seemed like you have a lot of the groupie behavior that's probably maximized times 10 because of social media. You know, a lot of these women get approached, they get attention, they get men wanting to get with them. But you got to understand, these women are not attracted to that. They are extremely, they're extremely, I don't want to say attracted, but they would rather be the approachers. Maybe not in public, but on social media, a lot of women would rather do the approaching. I'm telling you right now, they want to be in these DMs and these messages, contacting these dudes, picking and choosing. Because on social media, you can pick and choose. And that's what they want to do. And it seemed to me that I'm glad Tony didn't reconcile and get back with her. He sort of just went his own way after that particular situation. That's what you have to do. When you find out that your chick is a thizzot, you have to charge it completely to the game and get out of that situation, because all it's going to do is hinder you and keep you from being great. That's what it's going to do. We all have to learn from our mistakes and grow and progress as human beings. You know, we cannot allow certain things to keep us from that. And Tony, it seems to me like he's a guy who, has matured in that aspect and is very wise about the women that he chooses, Hey, Meek,